So as for that, they can answer for themselves because it is real that the scale is adjusted, and it is their work to see that the scale should be free. Why is this still happening?
A mastered scale of stealing that keeps the cocoa planter poorer and the produce clerk richer.
The one thing is our scale is not that normal. At times it becomes normal, at times it comes down. So every year you do come and check our scale. That's why I'm surprised about this. So there is amounts enter into the scale and also can create that problem.
An age-old canker with purchasing clerks and license buying companies deeply involved. It appears no one wants to talk about it. The adjustment of weighing scales to fleece cocoa growers. But with the income of over 700,000 farmers at stake, someone must lift the lid of the cocoa cartel. This is because Ghana Cocoa Board has secured an amount of $1.3 billion for the purchase of cocoa beans for the 2017-2018 crop season. But the sad reality of this tale is that clerks with the state-owned cocoa buying companies are part of this report. The cocoa business powers Ghana's economy. According to Cocoa Board, cocoa contributes at least $2 billion to the economy yearly. In fact, cocoa contributes 7% of Ghana's GDP. Without foreign exchange from cocoa, Ghana's economy was shriveled. Hard-working cocoa growers sweat it out to give chocolate to the world and huge revenue to the state. Unfortunately, hundreds of cocoa growers are doing badly. Many farmers live in penury and cannot even fund the education of their children.
The attorney say, if you are quiet, bottom of macro abeno, would be soon, we are 65. So, the go class was asa if you said the CSC, and now say because I became that's how they see. Bottom, I said to me one bag.
No more be so more than a young catcher.
Obviously, Kukumina, and I took you granny a we are bread, you know, I'm say a new shoe armor into Abani and Kitty in wheat. Salmon catcher.
Zana yet.
Umneka. A giant is in the moon, Jivia, or not in a video. I know I come on a walker, say Kuku in wheat. So, to listen to me, Jarendino. Now, I fancy
never sana a how bene at the brow because school fees to or in Bashe. How bene at the brow.
How the brain say, Sabia make on many that you see Bia Mikuna 4 bars. In a 4 bars in German Musicado, Mina. So, Neso Cocotiana, I say, the Mimi Dimanibu, my Quankuna, and I'm a budget I'm here, and to me, and to Cobasa, I said the problem of them. There's a also for people baby Nadia, so we can talk with the
Some cannot afford to live in decent houses, but what makes their situation worse is a cartel of cocoa produce clerks who find disingenuous ways to live off the sweat of the poor farmer. I am Kwetenati, and I am on a very important assignment to expose sneaky, crafty, devious clerks who have made it their business to steal from the poor cocoa farmer. I go undercover with weighing stones, a bag of cement, and a jute sack filled with cocoa to establish the hard truth of how defective scales are being used to cheat farmers in the western, eastern, and Ashanti regions. These tools have fixed weight and they are intended to expose the flaws in the weighing scales of the various license buying companies.
At first, we used to be at 5 kilos that we used to, as a laborer, we used to give labors. But we decided that like when we use 5, sometimes our wages and this thing is small, so we added 1 kilo to it to be 6.
There are more of these unscrupulous purchasing class scattered in villages and towns of major cocoa growing regions. I'm driving to Ankasa, a cocoa growing area in Elubu, and 50 kilometers away from the Jomro district of the western region.
For the adjustment of the scales, officially, the cocoa should be, the weighing should be 64. This is the official rate. But in fact, no one is practicing that. Everybody have adjusted the scales and they are weighing it 70 kilos instead of 64. And you can't do anything because if you contest, then they'll tell you, take your cocoa to where you like. You can't go outside with it and you can't sell it in the market. Nobody will buy.
Paul Kujo is chairman of the Jomro Cocoa Farmers Association. I have come to meet him at Frenchman. He laments produce clerks are breaching government official unit at which cocoa should be weighed.
For the adjustment of the scales, officially, the cocoa should be, the weighing should be 64. This is the official rate. But in fact, no one is practicing that. Everybody have adjusted the scales and they are weighing it 70 kilos instead of 64. And you can't do anything because if you contest, then they'll tell you, take your cocoa to where you like. You can't go outside with it. And you can't sell it in the market. Nobody will buy. Because we have only cocoa board who buy cocoa. All the companies are buying it for the cocoa board. So if cocoa board don't force, don't check what is going on, then we are still in the same problem. No one is, the farmers, they are cheating the farmers till now. Cheating. They are weighing it now 70 plus adjustment in the scales. We don't know what to do.
So this year, for instance, you've taken your cocoa to the clerks. How much did you take over there, and how much did you receive?
Okay. What we take, when we send the cocoa to the PC, the purchasing clerk, as I'm saying, instead to weigh it 64, he's weighing it 75. 70 plus the 5 adjustment, of which the farmer, you lose about 11 kilos. Each bag, you will lose 11 kilos. Which is too much.
According to the World Bank, poverty reduction among cocoa farmers is clear. Household surveys indicate that poverty among cocoa producing households dropped to 23.9% in 2005, down from 60% at the beginning of the 1990s. The situation may be different if such a survey is conducted today. Many farmers like Paul are demoralized by the cheating of cocoa growers by produce clerks. He spends more to ensure the cocoa trees bud for the next harvesting season than he earns. He blames cocoa board for failing to check this exploitation.
It is, it's a discouragement because what we spend, we have more expensive to do for the chemicals, for weedicide and other things. For the maintenance of the farm is very costly. So at least what we have, when they take about 10 kilos from your production, it's more than 20, almost 20 or 30% of what you, your total, what you have to gain. You lost 30%. The 30% would have been your profit. So we are working for no profit. All our profit goes away.
How much do you spend in terms of buying weedicides, maintaining the farm, paying even laborers? How much do you spend?
We spend a lot because the chemicals, even the fertilizer, actually, fertilizer is costing about 1.5 for 1 acre. I mean, for 1 bag, you need three bags for 1 acre, which is 4.5 to treat to fertilize one pole, which is 1 acre. So
how does this make you feel, knowing that you work so hard yet you don't make any money from your sweat?
Yeah, it's discouragement. Now we are discouraged, and we don't know even who to help us, because Cocoa Board don't check. Or Cocoa Board, is only listening to the national chief farmers, and the national chief farmers don't help. They don't help at all, because they don't hide. They don't say the truth to the Cocoa Board. They are attesting that the Cocoa Board thinks that they are still weighing it 64. Meanwhile, they are weighing it 70.
Paul is not the only cocoa planter carrying this baggage of resentment for produce clerks. I have come to meet Stephen Nyako, who shares similar sentiments. He makes 10 bags from his cocoa farm after each harvesting season. Clerks in his community weigh cocoa at 70 kilograms. Painfully, they've adjusted their scales, which steal an additional 5 kilograms from every bag. This means the unfair pricing and adjustment of scales by produce clerks makes him lose over 100 kilos on every 10 bags of cocoa he sends to the purchasing sheds.
Cocoa farmer, but scale now I'm just on a higher power because
I am a cocoa farmer. The adjustments of the weighing scale is worrisome. When you take the cocoa to the shed and it's weighed, you become alarmed at the readings. I'll be happy if government can get the Ghana Standards Authority to check the scales. We want accurate scales so farmers will be relieved.
Udu cocoa kwa senete. Katre, desi odiako. Send out the koye. Omu weary and send out unyae.
And then I make a bio on my bag and send full bag, a big crowd on my full bag. I was answer SAB.
I sometimes take a fully loaded cocoa to the shed, and it's an eyesore after it's weighed. The produce clerks do not weigh cocoa at 64 kilograms but 70.
64, not my price. In the emphasis, but depot no more 67 or depot.
Government set unit is 64, but depots weigh it at 67 kilos. That's why the purchasing clerks do not weigh the cocoa at 64 kilograms.
Once I can was 67.
Mami bisa ukoko efuo no eya wonya bag sen efri ukoko efuo no
they won't accept it, compelling farmers to comply with what the clerks say. I sometimes harvest 10 to 12 bags of cocoa. I expect to make 4,750 cedis from it.
Usually we say nim say ubenya sen efri mu.
Never surplus abandonment. Minister 10 bars a day. I be crossing me 4,750. 47,500,000.
But we're saying ebeto nsem.
Oh, and the can say do me 10 bars and the Mexican there.
They pay for the bags, but deep within me, I do not trust the validity of the scale.
And I'm a channel, sir. Do a making, sir. 10 bars or 12 bars.
No one checks the scale. There are no weighing stones to check its accuracy too.
I've said, Obi no about check his scale. No weighing stone be assuming all the check out. She said, scale you're all right. And I said,
he's always reeling under financial burden because he's cheated at the sheds. He tells me it's difficult raising monies to pay the fees of his children and taking care of the basic needs at home.
And the dog have a by say, Metama Wakwa nursing training. Mugutu or more secondary school. Into medical corner say, Nami will be sad almost a dreamer and sound dreamer. Into medical corner say near me and it's a man. I bet to my problem problem and college school fees met me at here. May fear no crime and no banner was yen be a doubt to be at the fight I are there. Not at the Akumase Abram Panada. Problems are brave. I say, Mamma, I was a man mean to me. Into our college school fees all say Bianca, Mitchell or Ratting, if you cry or mean to me to Nina. Nanda Yapam or China Yapam, yes, Anna at the Ohabebre near the brain.
The adjustment of scales is an open secret in this community. Joshua Pra was once a produce clerk at Old Ankasa, a village near Ghana's border town of Elubu. He is a man in his late 50s. He's welcoming and willing to reveal the secret of how to adjust the weighing scales to make extra cedis of the sweat of farmers. According to him, the licensed depots do not comply with the rules set by Cocoa Board. They weigh a bag of cocoa at 67 instead of 64 kilograms. I'm here with one of the produce clerks. He would run us through how they adjust the scale and the reasons why they do adjust the scale. He would walk us through to understand the brain behind fleecing of cocoa farmers. Eja Michiao Apomwe.
Boko.
Eja na dentia nema mo adjust scale.
Scale na mo adjust no uko depo ha. We know 67.
We adjust the scale because when you go out, the cocoa is weighed at 67 kilograms. The produce clerks have no option than to adjust the scale.
Instead of 64 na kai say we can here kwa for yen we can 70. Don't we see here kwa for no.
But say why a PC da?
My PC da.
Na den na ma mo adjust scale.
My PC da.
They tell us it is weighed at 67 kilograms. So if they don't adjust the scale, they won't gain their profits, but rather they will run at a loss. It is weighed at 70 instead of 64. This clearly shows they are cheating the farmers. I was once a purchasing clerk. I personally went to the depot and I was told to weigh the cocoa at 70 kilograms.
Na say aban say 64. Inti adena omo entonesa omo sisi mu PC monso ema mu sisi ekua.
Aban no mo because o check fee depot for ya hu boto
It's true government says clerks should weigh the cocoa at 64 kilograms, but it is done at 67. I urge the government to check the managers. They are exploiting the people. I have no other choice than to weigh the bags brought to the sheds at 70 kilos.
Na scale no kwan ben so na ya mofa so e adjust no.
Scale ni watch de ni bi. Nti omaya spring wo ho. Nti omode tie spring emimim.
The adjustment is done by tampering with the springs behind the scale, and this steals 5 kilos from the cocoa.
3 7 ya say 5 kilos ba shape.
Well, it's time to bust purchasing clerks in this dubious activity. After weighing my cocoa, I have brought the cocoa to the first shed at Amokwa. A man in his early 40s offers to buy the cocoa. He volunteers to carry the cocoa. He takes me to a mud-thatched house. He doesn't own his own shed. He weighs the cocoa at home. A bag of 70-kilogram cocoa now weighs 64 kilogram on his scale. He's demanding an extra 5 kilogram, despite stealing 6 kilograms through the adjustment of the scale.
In this community, it will be impossible to find a shed that will weigh cocoa at 64 kilograms. Is there a depot at Anyinase? Or do they also weigh the bag at 70 kilograms? It won't be weighed at 64 kilograms, but you need to factor other costs such as transportation.
I'm at the border town of Elubu. I want to test how pervasive this canker is in this region. This 6.4-foot tall purchasing clerk works with private license buying company Fudo. His shed looks like an old church block. It hasn't been whitewashed for a long while. He's taking stock of several bags of cocoa here, but he stops to attend to us. He drops the bag of cocoa on an old rusty scale. The 70-kilo cocoa now weighs 56 kilos. 14 kilograms is stolen on every bag brought to this shed.
Is that your brother? What do you want me to do?
No, battery about okay. Carry my.
If you want me to weigh, I have no issue. I will do it for you. You can come for the money tomorrow.
Yo, mommy,
It's 57.
I'm at the state license buying company, PBC. A stout-looking produce clerk greets us with a smile. He indicates that he weighs a bag of cocoa at 67 kilograms instead of the official 64-kilogram unit set. Shockingly, the reading on the scale is 58 kilograms, a 12-kilogram difference. He indicates he will be deducting an extra kilo to dry the beans because they are not well dried.
Like the normal way they say.
What's the readings? I know that cocoa is supposed to be weighed at 64 kilograms.
67 kilos.
No, I weigh cocoa here at 67 kilograms.
You say the bank can obey sorting out normal the normal prices.
I have to deduct 1 kilo for drying of the beans.
Get that one day put the weight.
It's not only the state-owned produce buying company that's guilty of this dubious act, but more private licensed buying companies seem neck-deep in the trade. I have brought the 70-kilogram bag of cocoa to one of the private licensed buying companies, Olam Cocoa. The officials operate in a makeshift wooden structure.
Ago.
The purchasing clerk directs we drop the bag of cocoa on the scale. He boasts their scale has not been adjusted, but shortly after, the 70-kilogram bag weighed 61 kilograms.
Hello, Mama. 61.
He indicates he will deduct an extra 3 kilos, bringing the figure to 12 kilograms, which he would be stealing from the team.
61.
The cocoa should have been weightier. It is 61 kgs. I haven't even made the deductions.
This is the one. Me impo. Gram 5. I just 62 anka badasi. Awale. So I'm going to mend. Say. Oh.
What do we do now? We have to deduct 3 kilos. I told you I'll make this deduction because our scale is free scale.